Hey, what's up, everybody? Digibro here. I'm currently editing this gigantic podcast that I did with the best guy ever and Mother's Basement, also known as Jeff Thu, and Subsonic Sparkle. We all did this huge 4-hour podcast about all of the new anime that have come out in the winter 2016 season. But while I'm working on editing this enormous podcast, I thought I'd release some little bits that I thought were some of the best and most entertaining. In this clip, me and the other guys all argue over the show ERASED, or Boku Dake ga Inai Machi, which everyone else really loved, and I was just lukewarm about. So we get into a huge argument over it, and I thought it was pretty fun and entertaining. So here's the clip. This is one that is the most popular show of the season.
Yes.
It's the one everyone's talking about. It's getting really hyped. You guys all like it.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. Boku Dake ga Inai Machi, or A Town Where Only I Exist, or Erased, as its slave name has called it. It's
I'm going to call it Erased because
title.
that's easy.
I guess I'll start off this one, since
Sure.
I'm the voice of dissent.
I've been very curious as to what you have against this show.
Me too.
All right, well, I didn't like episode 1 at all. Episode 2 was fine. But this is not my kind of show at all. Like, here's what I want you all to do, because I can appreciate some things about this, right? This comes from, it's A1 Pictures, it's the director of Sword Art Online, so obviously
10 out of 10.
Boner immediately.
Obviously, I went into it with some pretty low expectations. Now, this director has done a lot of interesting stuff. He's done a lot of like, you know, he was an assistant director on The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, which are both phenomenal movies. Summer Wars is one of my favorites. He worked on some of the more interesting A1 Pictures shows, like Occult Academy, which was a lot of fun to watch. You know,
and Silver Spoon. Don't forget
Silver Spoon, which I don't like at all, but that's more because I hate animals and nature and everything. But, you know, I after episode 2, I appreciate that what this guy brings to the table. There's some great shot compositions. There's some good animation in there. You know, it's not badly directed at all. But I don't get the point of this show. I don't get the appeal.
Let me tell you why
I need everyone else to explain it to me right now.
Okay, let me
go. Okay, you go first.
all right, so
we're basically going to say the same thing.
yeah, Digi. We've talked before. It seems like you don't enjoy mysteries in general.
No.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, why the fuck should I care about these characters? I don't know the premise of this show right now. Because the point of mystery is figuring out what's going on. And you're like, I want to know now, and I want cute girls to show up on screen. And all I'm getting is this guy making fucking manga and being angry at stuff.
All right,
I don't
I
like
hate
him.
this guy.
He's angry at a high school girl. That high school girl was hitting on me. I'd be like trying to hide a boner and stuff. And he's delivering pizza.
Look, this guy bothered me out the gate because he's 29 years old. His first, like, he's just like this mopey shitbag who doesn't not good at anything. He fucking sucks at manga. He goes to he works at a fucking pizza place in his late 20s. You know, this girl talks to him and he's just like, oh, what is that? A Generation Y joke? Which he says that twice in the episode, and it was driving me fucking crazy. God, just what an asshole. Like, if someone said that, if I overheard someone say that, I would probably start up an angry conversation with them.
That's why he says it in his head. Because he's like an asshole in his head.
He's supposed to be a recognizably dickish guy that you could like picture in the real world.
But he's not he's not interesting in that way. He's just some mopey dude.
Hang on.
Man.
Here's the whole idea here is that yes, he is a douchebag now, but we're going to explore why he became that way, and that's the whole time travel thing. We're going to see what happened to get him from the chipper little kid he was.
Well, see,
into
that's
this
the thing,
asshole.
Nate. Here's the thing about shows like this.
Yeah.
They are all staked on promise.
That's true. I totally agree, and
It's
it
all
entirely
staked
depends
on
on how
promise.
well they handle it. And
Right.
you know, you have to have hope. That's what you got to do.
That's
to
the
appreciate
thing,
Yeah,
though.
something.
but
Why
then there's-
why would I ever have hope in a
Well,
world that lets me down constantly?
I
From a
don't-
studio
directing's
that
good.
lets me down constantly. This guy directed Sword Art Online. We all thought the first episode of that was cool. We all thought, because it had promise. The premise of the show was, this is a game where everyone, if you die in the game, you die for real. And we have to fucking make it through 100 floors of this tower. And in episode 2, they fight a boss and a guy dies and you're like, shit's real. And Kirito's like, I'm a beater. And you're like, oh, I'm beaten off. And then you see them, they're like, all right, we're going to go on this adventure. And then Kirito goes off and dicks around for like 100 episodes. And then him and Asuna go fuck in the woods. And then eventually some guy shows up and is like, oh, we're finishing the game. And then it's over. And then everyone's like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Dude, I'm totally
And then
with you.
Asuna gets kidnapped and a lot of tentacle rape happens.
We will forget about all that happening, But then, you watch all these shows, and I'm not like I appreciate that A1 Pictures has a lot of people who cycle in and out. There's a lot of new directors, new writers. It's not one team, but it's a weird coincidence, if anything, that all their shows end up being disappointing.
Dude, I'm with you. A lot of promise. I totally get why you're not into it, and that makes perfect sense. However, I haven't seen that much A1 shit. And, I have a little bit of faith. And, based on episode 2, episode 2, it was crucial for me giving this show any kind of a chance. And episode 2 did not fail. It did what I hoped it would do.
Nate, what was the last mystery show you watched, though? What was the last mystery show?
Episode 2 was incredible.
Episode 2 was great. It's great. And you're right. It still depends on how it all works out in the end. All I'm saying is things are looking pretty good. They're looking good right now.
I don't get, like, looking at a show and being like, this seems like it might be interesting by the end, therefore it's interesting. To me, it's like, it's guilty until proven innocent,
dude, you gotta have faith. Like, there's some things that you can only appreciate that way, and if you just shut everything down immediately, you're never gonna get to enjoy something like Ghost Trick, for example. Ghost Trick could have ended like shit, but it was great.
Jeff, how was The Perfect Insider? Did that turn out okay by the end?
The Perfect Insider is pretty good, I'd say. It delivered. Mystery, don't want to spoil it, but it delivered pretty well.
I get the cynicism because, like, recently, A1 Pictures have had a trend of releasing, like, 2 shows, one of which is, like, a blatantly terrible light novel adaptation, and the other one is one with tons of promise that everyone likes at first, but then just, like, nosedives. So last season, that was Asterisk War and Perfect Insider. So statistically speaking, the show will fall apart. But I have to, like, just judge it.
Did you hear that? He said Asterisk War had premise,
now,
did you?
No. He was
talking about
all right, here's the thing. Look,
but,
Boku Dake ga Inai Machi is based on a manga. The manga is still going.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's the thing that scares me.
I lost my shit.
The director of the show has said, this is what he said. He said, the show will have the ending of the manga.
What does that mean?
No one knows what that means.
That means that somebody poorly
by the time the second season of this show's over.
That means that somebody poorly translated whatever interview question he was doing, is what it sounds like.
He's just being
I would look into it. I looked it up on... this came through Anime News Network as a story, but he was saying that it would have... Basically, he was saying it would have an ending.
Yeah.
And that it would somehow be the ending that the manga would also have, even though the manga is still
they've told him what the ending will be. I mean,
could be. Now, I've been on from before this show started, the anime and manga board on 4chan, and I was reading the discussions, and almost everyone has said that this manga starts off really strong, and then at some point there's something that happens, and it's just kind of like, what? And then it just kind of gets kind of dumb.
That's what
and people were saying that the anime
stories.
probably wouldn't even make it to that point because it wouldn't be long enough. So it might be okay, but then it might get kind of dumb. And here's the thing, mystery manga, when they don't resolve pretty early, they tend to get really dumb. Because the author has something successful on his hand and he just keeps writing because he has
Detective
to,
Conan going these days? Have they wrapped that shit up yet? What's going on over there?
Conan is still good, though. That's the thing. Like,
Conan's not like this, though. Conan's not a one mystery. It's like each episode is its own thing.
Right. Yeah, Conan is like self-contained baby's first Sherlock Holmes mystery. It's nice. My stance on this thing potentially getting terrible is that A1 Pictures shows get terrible almost entirely because they adapt material that gets terrible later, or gets terrible right away in the case of Sword Art Online, and eventually good direction can't save a show being that bad.
I don't see any reason, though, to have faith that the manga is good for this series, because so many people are saying that it kind of gets dumb later, and that it's not over.
I'm saying if they just wrap things up, like, I want the end of this arc with this girl. If that is concluded in these 12 episodes, and they just cut it off there, I will be
with the same
super
level
happy.
of consistency that we've gotten from these first 2 episodes. Because I just have to judge them on the quality that we've seen so far.
All right.
And they're incredible in terms
Episode
of
one.
direction.
These 2 episodes I completely loved, especially
Episode 1,
2.
the fucking sound design, terrible.
You're wrong.
Every time he activates his power, it makes a fucking Transformers noise. That's like...
The dubstep
that was
power?
annoying. That was really annoying.
That was annoying.
Fucking annoying.
Okay. But that's like one problem out of like
He's got
a lot of great sound design.
I hate his voice in the first episode. I hate that they made him sound like he's like really naturalistically reading his lines, but no one else really is. Where like I felt like everyone around him was an anime character and he wasn't an anime character, you know?
The mom was good. I like the mom.
The
mom was a great actress.
The mom
great
sounded
character.
like she was the same age as the guy. And I know that's kind of the point. She looks the same age.
I like how she rode the line between being an asshole and being like an endearing character. I thought that was interesting. That was some real human development going on. Like, yes, of course she wants to protect her son and like do all the, I don't know, be a mom. But then she's also kind of a selfish asshole who's just, bumming off.
Trying to hook them up with teenagers.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'm pretty sure that the voice actors playing the guy and the girl in the first episode are probably like the same age.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the voice actress who's playing the teenage girl is clearly playing anime teenage girl, but the guy who's like the same age, voice actor's probably the same age, is playing like 29-year-old jaded asshole guy,
What's your
and
point?
like it just sounded like he was from a different show from everybody else to me.
They're
Well,
trying
isn't
to
that
create the
interesting?
contrast.
She's a bubbly young high school girl. He's a jaded asshole douchebag. Maybe there's some intentional,
I'm just
dichotomy
saying
there.
that like you can like the mom had like a voice that sounded like an anime older person voice, and the girl had a voice that sounded like an anime younger person voice, but the guy didn't sound like an anime character, but everyone else did. Like if you want the guy to sound natural, why not have everybody sound natural? Why not hire a 16-year-old girl to play the 16-year-old girl, and just have her sound
Because they want to have a
natural.
good actress in the role of the 16-year-old girl, as opposed
but not
to
the main guy.
the good act. He's a good actor. It's good acting.
I
in
didn't
that
find
role.
a single character more offensive than any other anime I've ever watched, probably. So, I was fine with it. Everyone sounded fine to me.
Yep. I liked his delivery. Personally, I thought that it sounded good and it gelled well with the tone of the show. That he would have this sort of natural way of thinking after going through like 29 years of his life with this whole rewind power that he has, and just getting all the optimism.
But it
beaten
didn't
out of
seem
him.
like half-assed to any of you to like
No.
have
No.
just like because that's obviously what they were going for, is to have him reflect the tone of the show, but like maybe have everyone reflect the tone of the show.
I'm with you. I would have liked it more if people sound more real, but that just applies to anime in general. And I feel like that's part of the package deal when you watch an anime. There's going to be some of that shit.
All right. I also thought the first episode, I thought the directing was flat in episode 1. Not in episode 2. That one looked really good. I thought it was great to use the aspect ratio. Everything looked pretty nice. Yeah.
I agree. 1 was a little janky.
Episode 2, the scene in the park. Holy shit! That's like
episode 2 is just
beautiful
sequence after
filmmaking.
sequence of great scenes.
Episode 1 had like a few really good moments, like when the kid is about to be taken away and his mom spots that.
They were
was
looking
the
around
scene,
the bars.
that scene bothered me the most, because when the camera's panning around them and it's like just flat angle of them both just like looking around, and the camera's just like panning around, and I just thought it looked totally flat in that particular. That was the moment I was going to bring up as the one that bothered me.
Disagree.
That's like a shot intended to like show the confusion, because like there's nothing like they're not spotting anything, and then she sees something, and like right after that, there's that great shot with
I just
like
thought
the guy
way it
taking
was
away the
filmed
kid.
looked really flat, man. I thought it looked flat.
And when she gets
There's no
murdered,
answer to this.
when she gets murked, that's a very good scene. Super well directed.
Yeah, it looked really nice. The blood.
I just thought the show felt like super, like, you know, kind of edgy, try-hardy to me, man.
You
like,
you hate everything that A1 Pictures does 100% of the time.
That's not true. That is not true.
I
I
was
liked the
surprised when
first
you said you
episode of
hated
The
Silver
Perfect
Spoon, because
Insider.
I was like,
just haven't finished
Silver
it.
Spoon is like the most non-A1 Pictures show they've ever made.
I don't
Yeah.
think so, man. I
It
think
feels so like wholesome and not manufactured the way a lot of A1
Well,
Pictures
okay,
shows do.
And this is the same director
the reason
and
I don't
writer
like Silver
as Silver
Spoon,
Spoon.
is less to do with A1 and more to do with I hate nature and I hate animals and I hate
love
that the show
nature
tries
animals,
to sell
so
you
that's why I
on-
like it. I don't think enough anime represent the farm and stuff, so that was cool to see.
What I think that A1 does well, like particularly well, is
Nothing.
like dialogue and this sort of character drama when there's not like big action going on, because their big action scenes in Maji they're
Terrible.
okay, in Sword Art Online they're often hot garbage. In Asterisk Wars, they're fucking terrible. But when they do dialogue and they actually have the leeway to stage it creatively instead of putting it in as Digi would put it, a fucking cafe again.
Right.
They like Silver Spoon has really great character dynamics.
Yeah, I love the freaking chemistry of the characters in
How
Silver
much
Spoon.
of that is A1 and how much of that is because Hiromu Arakawa knows how to write a fucking manga? And like,
That might be true, but,
did it just use the manga as the fucking storyboard, or was it actually like a uniquely storyboarded thing? And if so, because I remember when I watched Silver Spoon, I remember thinking that it just felt like moving manga, you know, like they didn't really do anything to it. But I could be wrong. I haven't actually read the manga.
Well, I mean, it's the same director as this show. So
this one does not feel like moving manga.
Yeah,
that much
I
I'll
felt
say.
like this
No,
one you,
I read
you
the
used
manga,
the
like, I
anime
read the
format
first-
really well. Mm-hmm. Like it did a lot of stuff that you couldn't have done in the manga, like how he talks over himself in his child voice and adult voice. That was
That's
a great
true.
detail.
That was a cool.
Yeah,
that was a cool.
that
sound
was
design
amazing.
very
choice.
good detail. Because it's like, and he'd surprise himself every time he said something like from the heart.
that he was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know. It's hard for me to buy into this stuff, man. He gets put into his child body and he just like goes to school. I mean, I guess he'd have to. I don't know what else he would have done, but like, it's just
Get arrested for truancy, maybe. That sounds like a good
yeah.
plot.
That's what I mean. Like it's something that I don't know what else he would have done other than go to school. But like, it just feels weird when I watch shows like this, where like there's that kind of like a high concept that you really have to buy into. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't.
you
It
know-
doesn't really make any sense when you think about it, because he's kind of attracted to like the 10-year-old girl. The show suggests, and it makes you wonder how moral that is. But also, this couldn't really be happening. So
Yeah.
like this
I
could
mean,
never
like,
make sense.
his body is. It's kind of weird because there's like, at some points it seems like there's a dichotomy between his body and his mind.
For
Like
the
when
record,
he-
that's the stuff I find the most interesting about
Yeah.
this show. Like, the stuff in episode 2 that I did like was thinking about how I was like, man, what is he more, the 10-year-old or the 29-year-old, you know?
Probably
And-
the 10-year-old, because he has
Yeah.
the knowledge of the 29-year-old, but he has all of the like
Now, see, I'm not sure about
the
that. because his
physiological
problem-solving,
urges of the 10-year-old.
His
Yeah.
problem-solving abilities he brings up later are clearly that of an adult. You know, ever since I saw Jumanji, at the end of Jumanji, when the girl goes back in time to be a kid again, after living like 30 years as an adult, it was always
Holy
a
shit,
fantasy
she's
of
gonna
mine,
take
like,
over the world.
Yeah, exactly. She's got all the skills of an adult. How easy is fucking middle school going to be for her now? It's going to be a fucking cakewalk. She
Well,
can do whatever she wants, and she
not
knows the
just
fucking
that.
future.
Not just that, like she could go to her parents and be like, "Hey, this Apple company, buy fucking stock, do it."
Yeah,
do it,
exactly.
Do it.
But you know, even putting that aside, just experience in life with the mind of an adult, I think is a very interesting concept, and that was kind of what I was hoping to see from the show, and I am seeing some of it. I'm seeing like the problem-solving skills of an adult.
Here's
this little
another
kid.
thing,
It's
though.
good.
Here's the moment in episode 2 where I realized that like maybe it's I know it's me. I know that like this show not being appealing is more me than everyone else. I know it's not a bad show, but like there's the scene where the guy, you know, in his child self is talking to the girl, and like this guy's a 29-year-old man.
Okay, I think we're going to disagree completely, but go on.
And I just felt like like he almost like, how can he communicate with her, like, sort of on her level like that, you know? In a way where, like, I feel like he buys into her bullshit to some extent.
What, like her abuse? Oh, she's just playing that.
No,
No. See through that because he's an adult.
No,
That's how he's finding it easy
not
to
the
get through to her.
abuse. Let me finish.
Okay.
She says all this stuff about how she's like, oh, you just put on that face so you can hang out with your friends and, like, be this kind of guy. I hate that kind of stuff in all anime when they try to, like bullshit psychoanalyze each other. And I feel like he bought into the shit she's saying. Like, she's like, oh, you just put on that face so you can make friends with everybody. And I'm like, it's a fucking 10-year-old. You're being psychoanalyzed by a fucking 10-year-old.
Dude, I'm just saying, a 10-year-old can be pretty mature.
That is what it was like back when I was 10. And I'm like, dude, come the fuck on, man. You should have, like, a detailed knowledge of, maybe because I know too much about psychology or something, or because I'm, I don't know, smarter than the average 29-year-old, I guess. But, like, I just felt like this guy should know so much more, and there's no reason this girl should be, like,
revealing
bullshit
29-year-old pizza delivery man. This is a 29-year-old pizza delivery man.
Yeah, and I don't want to watch a show about a 29-year-old fucking idiot.
Right, stop.
Some downer asshole
you don't
guy.
Think a 10-year-old who has experienced abuse would have something to teach you about the world? That is bullshit. They have tons of experiences. She's had a whole life that we can't even understand.
Not about the world, but about her, like, about, she's like analyzing him. She's like telling him what his emotions are. And it's like,
she does the exact same shit. She pretends every single day that she's not getting fucked up every single day. She sees him doing something similar. It resonates with her. She sees that. That's what the whole thing's about. You're a fucking idiot, did you? I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna fucking strangle you in your bed.
Like, the thing that she said was that
I
he was
agree with you,
performing,
Nate.
and that's what he was right. She was right about him. She said
she was only right about him because he agrees with her that she's right about him. But,
well,
like,
it's all open to interpretation.
I don't know. I feel like as a 29-year-old man, he should have been able to, like, already understand himself pretty well and know things about his, maybe because I sit around and think about my past all the time and what the things I did meant, but I don't know, man.
He's a failure. He's a failure, and he probably hates himself. He probably doesn't like to spend a lot of time thinking about himself.
It's hard for me to grasp a character like that. I love myself. Yeah. I think I'm amazing,
Oh, we all agree there.
I look up, if I want to watch a show about a 29-year-old, I want him to be, like, really successful and cool so that I can project myself, like, oh man, when I'm 29, that's what I'm gonna be like,
I've got good news for you. He's gonna get cool. He's on his way.
You think that,
down the road.
But it remains to be seen.
That's true. I can't deny it.
Like, the thing about his character, though, is I think he is aware that he's, like, putting on this facade, because that's what his manga editor keeps telling him, that he's not putting his real self into anything he
Yeah,
makes.
the hints are there.
Yeah, so it's
I
it's
didn't
like,
even realize that.
Yeah, that's
nice
like the
detail.
first line of dialogue.
Yep.
It's a very coherent and
he
consistent
understands
show.
that about himself. He does say that. Like, he
does.
Yeah.
He
gets why
doesn't
his
want to
manga
talk
sucks.
about, like, the shit that fucked him up. He's not interested in exploring that because it'll be too painful or whatever.
Also, another thing I noticed about this episode was I really have to question the school when they read this crazy emo poem from this little girl and they have nothing to say about it. Who's clearly
Japanese
getting
schools
her
don't give a
head
fuck.
beaten in by her mother, but they're just not paying close enough attention.
Japanese schools don't give a fuck about, like. I mean, have you seen their suicide rate, man? And this is the 1980s. They're like, go home, play Dragon Quest. But if I go home, my dad's gonna hit me over the head. Well, I bet you fucking deserve it. Like, that's the teachers at Japanese high schools in the 1980s.
They have to make reference to the Famicom and the Dragon Quest, otherwise we wouldn't
know what time it
80s.
was.
It's the only thing that puts it in the 80s at all.
Other
No,
than that,
like,
it just
the
looks
thing
like
is-
the regular day.
The thing is that for the Japanese, that's like more of a cultural touchstone than like 9/11 is to Americans. It's like Dragon Quest 3 came out this year, and they're like, "Oh, I know like exactly what I was doing on that day of that year." Because on that day, I got to level 20 in Dragon Quest 3.
Okay. You can all call me at the end of the season to tell me how I was right and how the show fell apart. Let's talk about a show
that's going to happen.
Actually,
I have this fear that the show's just going to fall apart, and he was completely right all along. We wasted our time.
Let's talk about a show that I like.
Silver Spoon was good. I hold out hope.